are kind of unable to potentially reproduce due to a rise in pasteurized dairy and veganism.
Veganism has risen 600% over the past 7 years.
And apparently, 51% of adults in the U.S. are now struggling with a chronic illness. It makes sense, though. We're designed to eat animals. We've been eating animal byproducts for like a bajillion years. A diet that doesn't offer you all the nutrients you're supposed to be getting would impact something like fertility.
The modern American diet consists mainly of corn, wheat, and soy. Which, that's American diet. So here in Canada, we know that our diets mainly consist of cheese curds, gravy, and French fries.
I had that for breakfast.
So we should be fine.
Soy,
I'm very anti-soy.
It doesn't work.
No. It can cause a zinc deficiency. It's apparently important for male fertility. So if you're a male vegetarian, you might try eating meat.
You should maybe eat meat.
or a zinc supplement. Misunderstood is about pop culture, politics, and conservatism all in one fun little pink package.
Yeah.
Okay.
We feel like the left is kind of overtaken the culture war, and they've done a very good job. And so we kind of wanted to bring that to Canada, create a space for like young women in Canada to feel like they can connect with, you know, pop culture with a conservative POV.
You know, it's very interesting, ladies, because I think you're right. When it comes to pop culture, that has been co-opted by the left. Yes. I mean, Hollywood, professional sports, everywhere. Look, even the comic book industry, it's in a complete leftist bent. Why is that? I mean, I know, Natasha, we spoke about this the other day on the live stream, that so much of society, from education to law enforcement, the justice system, you name it, has I would call it a Marxist bent to it. And is it all about indoctrinating people, young people that is, not how to think, but what to think?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, effectively, yeah. I think part of it maybe too is that so many of these artists and left-wing people, like, art is such an emotional thing, and their emotions, I think like the left really plays at people's emotions, and that's why they're able to kind of capture them and indoctrinate them a little easier, because, you know, your heart speaks, you know, like you're easily motivated by that, I think.
Yeah, we talked about this on an episode we did a few weeks ago. It was an article. It was feelings don't care about your facts, and it was all about, and it kind of opened my eyes, because we've all heard the term facts don't care about your feelings, but when you flip it, people don't want to be yelled at about statistics. Sometimes they want an emotional answer to something that's an emotional problem. So when you're just like, oh yeah, but like the facts, like what really happened, it's like that can push people away. And we're trying to gently bring people to not our side, but to open their own eyes so that they can look at the world and think critically about what's going on around them.
And here's the thing, Catherine, can we have these honest discussions anymore? With all the wokeism out there, we live in a day and age of cancel culture. I remember classical liberals of half a century ago, they argued about things like freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Now you say one wrong thing, it's the death penalty.
Yep.
You are persona non grata. We've seen it time and time again. What is driving that?
That's a good question.
I think people are letting their emotions rule them. I think that's 1,000% it.
I think it's just like a arms race about who can be the most offended, and we've taken it way too far. And so, this isn't something else we've talked about on the show. If the left keeps canceling people, we're going to have more people on the right, because they're all going to be canceled. And like as the needle moves far and far more left, we're going to have a bigger group on our side. So we're like, go ahead, like cancel whoever you want, because we'll
take them.
Exactly. We'll take them. Like when you get canceled, come to the left, come to the right, because we're happy to have you and we'll have conversations with you. And hopefully we won't be bigots like they are on the left and just be like, oh, you said this, you said that, that's so wrong. It's like, let's have a conversation. We can change. People can change their views. They can learn. These are things the left doesn't do. Yeah.
Be forgiving.
You know what? I'm building on that, ladies. I think if we jump into the hot tub time machine and go back 50 or 60 years ago, if you looked at, the hippies were the cool ones on campus, the ones protesting the Vietnam War, requesting more civil rights. And right now, I would make the argument that if you are rebellious, you are right of center on campus.
Absolutely.
And attaching that to what we've seen the last 2 years with the pandemic, what I see in terms of the indoctrination is that if there's one demographic that is all in with what big government and big bureaucrats and big medicine are telling us. It's the younger people. Yeah. They are masked up, even in places they don't have to be masked up. And I'm just wondering, geez, half a century ago, you were the rebels on campus. Now you're the sheep. How do you make sense of that?
I don't.
Yeah, I think we talked about this earlier on the live stream. I think social media's really had a big impact on people because there's so much social pressure and it's all public now. So it's like if you post something, let's say in favor of Rebel News, and your left-wing friends see that, or someone else or an employer, they're going to pounce on you, and your reputation is basically done. Like you're over. And there's, like we talk about cancel culture and stuff. It's just so easy to be canceled, and I think that's why people are so scared to swim upstream.
I think something that brought me to Christianity actually pretty recently was I found that these pastors who are getting thrown in jail, they're like so rock and roll. They're like badasses. And I was like, I didn't realize Christianity was so freaking badass. Yeah. And it used to be musicians who were saying, you know, be yourself, be authentic, whatever. But they're now telling you, get vaxxed, mask up, otherwise you can't come see us play. And I'm seeing more of a rebellious nature that speaks to my rebellious spirit coming from like the church, which is crazy.
Hey folks, that was an excerpt from my show, Rebel Roundup. Now, to get the full meal deal, why not go to Rebel News Plus, sign up, and never miss a Rebel News Plus show in the future.